This is exhilarating. Get excited.
A crazy day on Twitch, they say. When is it not a crazy day on Twitch? I mean, in one moment, you're clicking on a gaming stream and you're seeing, you know, Jinxie get stood up by Kai Cenat, who literally was just like so excited. He's like, yeah, Jinxie, I can't wait to play this game with you, man. I can't wait to play this game with you. And then when the scheduled time comes, all of a sudden, Kai's just like gone, like doing an IRL stream and is like completely forgotten and just ghosted Jinxie. And Jinxie's literally sitting there just like, alright, Chad, I'm gonna end the stream. I'll see y'all later. Take care. And just like, oh.
I would have sent my chat and be like, I need y'all to go over to his stream and be like, hey, you forget something, asshat?
No, and that's the thing. Eventually they did, and Kai was like sitting there during his like IRL stream, and he was just like, why L's in chat, guys? Why y'all dropping L's in chat? Jinx. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! He's like, I gotta call Jinxie, man. I gotta call Jinxie. And then he like literally, he's just like, oh shit, he's not live. Damn, man, he's not live no more. What? Fuck. And he literally called him up, and he apologized and everything, but you know, it was a bit of a dick move from Kai to forget about it.
I mean, I can understand. I have ADHD, like.
Well, and plus Kai's a very busy guy.
Space about shit, you know.
And plus, I give Kai credit for, you know,
as long as he was like, you know, not doing it on purpose, being a dick, you know, like it's if he was legitimately like, oh crap, I screwed up, like, you know, I understand, like.
Yeah, it's just once again, there's a lot of people right now who are on the Kai Cenat hate train, and I could see why, because, you know, there's some people out there who say he's disingenuous. There's some people out there who say, oh, well, you know, he acts like he's all about this, but in truth, he's not. It's like, my dude, the truth is, when you've been at the top of the game like Kai has been for the last few years, I mean, keep in mind, he also received death threats from Iron Mouse fans when Iron Mouse overtook him in the Twitch rankings. And then he was like, it's because he received death threats because his fans, who are unhinged, were sending death threats to Iron Mouse. And thus in kind, Iron Mouse's fans were sending death threats to Kai. And he was just like, I never told my fans to do that. Why would y'all assume that I was happy when she passed me up. I still got plenty of subs, man. I ain't hurting. And it's just, once again,
there's always unhinged members of any big fan base, and they don't represent the actual fan base.
And this is the one thing that irritates me, is that there are so many people who jump on the groupthink bandwagon, and it's just like, oh, this person from this community said this, therefore everyone in this community thinks this way. Stop being stupid. Stop it. Stop being so, like devoid of critical thinking, please, for the love of God. But Twitch has had had its history of like crazy times and everything, and now apparently we have had one that just, like, they're saying may eclipse all others simply because of the magnitude of like who's being affected by it. Hassan Piker is now being accused of animal cruelty because of some shit that happened with his dog.
Is that what this video's about?
Apparently.
Oh my god, I don't care. I saw this on Facebook yesterday. Like, it's one of those situations that's like, the dog was wearing a collar that people were like, that could be a shot collar. And nobody can prove anything one way or the other. And it's like, dude, I get it. He's a horrible person. He's very unlikable. Like, but you're just reaching at this point for reasons to like hate on him. Like, hate on him for the actual stupid shit he says and stuff.
I can agree with that. But Apparently, there's other stuff that happened, and within the span of like 24 hours, it just like that's just one of the things. Apparently, Charlie's going to talk about. But this is a video from the one and only Penguin Zero, aka Moist Critical, aka.
At least if it's Charlie talking about it, it'll be entertaining.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
The level I don't care about the situation is like vast.
Well, there were people who were wanting us to check this out on our Patreon or on our Discord. So yeah, I guess we're gonna check it out. And if you're ready, my dude, here we go. Let's get stuff on screen. And here we are.
Obviously, I'm a little greasy. No, I haven't showered yet. So what? Who cares? Have you showered yet? If you did and didn't use Cheeky soap, then it doesn't count. Cheeky's the best soap in the universe. I know.
Wrong answer.
I'm looking to
charcoal soap is the best soap. And kiss my ass on that one, Charlie.
shoveled. But what are you? The Mighty Morphin shower ring?
What?
Not from what I've heard. I've heard that charcoal stuff is vastly overrated.
Well, I got it for free for Christmas. It smells good, and it makes my skin feel silky smooth.
Have you tried his soap?
No.
Then how do you know it's not?
I've just never had any complaints about it, and it's basically like the perfect bar of soap. I mean, I've never had any complaints.
But you could get his and be like, I was so wrong.
How much? Let's see. How much is his Cheeky soap? How much is Cheeky soap? I'm paying $54 for like X amount of soaps.
How many bars do you get for $54?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Well, you get 6, but still.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I like you, Charlie, but like I can get a 6-pack of Irish Spring soap for what? $8?
Yeah.
Like. I can't be buying designer soap from you. I'm too poor.
Yeah, whereas... where's it at? Oh yeah, it's the lump of coal. Lump of coal soap. Yeah.
That's still too expensive for soap.
Blame my stepdad. He's the one that gets it for me. Besides, I get this for free. I get like 2 bars every Christmas. So I'm just like, it lasts me the year, basically.
2 bars last the whole year?
For the most part, because they're big, dude. They're like about that thick and about that long, and they last forever.
That's impressive.
Well, that's...
Maybe they're not expensive if that's the case. But like a bar of soap like that, like an Irish Spring soap that lasts like a couple weeks, you know?
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, and you see a lot of soaps are built to like deteriorate like that because that's just how they are. Whereas this, dude, I like use I lather it up with my loofah or like my washcloth, whichever I'm using, and just like whenever scrub down. And I've had the same bar up there for like 4 months now, and it's about down to 1/3 of the size of what it was, but it's still there, and it still lasts a long time. I mean, I love it.
I was gonna say, because either you're gonna get like people being like, "Damn, that soap lasts a long time," or "Damn, you need to shower more." You know what I mean?
I shower at least once a day, if not twice a day, man. Like, I am like. I bathe regularly. I'm not Asmongold up in this bitch. I ain't Zach. Jesus Christ.
Never seen a cockroach climb across our shirts.
No, but you have seen a spider dip down from the ceiling a couple of times.
Spiders are fun.
Yeah. Cockroaches
I let the
are
spiders live here on purpose. I don't let the cockroaches live here on purpose.
No.
Thank God I've never even seen one. We have mice, but that's because we live next to a field.
Yeah, we live next to a field and a forest. And
we
yeah.
always try to get them and take them to a completely different field further away from the house.
Mm-hmm. Besides, once we get our
go
door
live
out
with
there,
the cows over there.
Yeah. Besides, once we get our door out there fixed, we won't have that issue anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
It's the problem. There's like a little mouse hole in the bottom.
Yeah, a little crack in the bottom of it that they can. Yeah, they can like wriggle their way through.
Everybody watching is gonna be like, "Fuck you, Nick." I just went like that.
You just lost the game.
Rangers. I also haven't grown any taller. I'm still short. You want to make a big deal out of that too? Point is, yesterday was a pretty crazy day on Twitch.
Uh-huh.
I think most of you have noticed over the last year or so, I've been very out of touch when it comes to internet creator drama. I haven't been keeping up like I used to, but occasionally I do still dip my toes in sporadically to see what's going on. And yesterday during stream, chat was telling me about two really big things that were happening. The first being a live-streamed birth on Twitch. The second being Hassan apparently using a shock collar on his dog on Twitch. Both of these sounded fucking nuts to me, so obviously I looked into them, and I know the Hassan dog stuff is what's blown up the most, but I actually want to start by blabbering about the live birth, because out of the two of these, this is the one I have the least to say with. The Hassan dog one, I'm be yapping. Well, let's start with the live birth, because apparently I've got a very hot take with this. The sentiment across the web, from what I can tell, is people are extremely positive about it, very supportive, and think that it was a wonderful thing. I don't necessarily have that perspective. I'll show you a brief snippet here of what the stream was like, with the baby being delivered in front of, like, allegedly, you know, tens of thousands of viewers. I'm seeing numbers that range from 30,000 to 100,000. I think people claiming 100,000 are including all the people that watch partied the birth.
So here's what I'll say about at-home birthing. I am not against it, but at the same time, it ain't pretty. I have been outside of the house of an at-home birthing, and the screams, my dude. The screams. Just like hearing the mother giving birth up there and hearing her just go, I'm like,
That's why I turned the volume on my headset all the way down.
I've heard worse.
It bothers me.
But
anybody who's like, oh, I want to do a natural birth so that, like, you know, I want it to be all natural, I'm just kind of like, we've advanced medical technology to make sure that you can have a healthier birth and not have to worry about, like, your own safety and shit. Like, I don't understand.
Because there's a lot of complications that can arise from you giving birth. For instance, bleeding. Like, that's why a lot of women died in childbirth back in the day, is because of the bleeding that can get caused from you literally pushing a child.
Pain of that level can give you cardiac arrest.
Yeah,
too.
cardiac arrest, an aneurysm. There's so many different things that it can result in.
It makes way more sense to be in a hospital with freaking medical professionals around whenever your body has to go through that kind of trauma.
Agreed.
I mean, more power to you if that's what you want to do, but I'm just saying that's my perspective on it. I'll never understand why anybody would denounce modern medicine in that way, you know?
I don't know. It's their choice. If that's what they want to do, more power to them. But if
I also never understand why anybody would want their entire freaking family sitting around eyeballing them while they were going through this either.
Well, maybe if the father's like a doctor or like the mother's like a midwife.
I'm just saying, like, all these chicks sitting over here like, oh... Like, I'm like, why would you want to see this happen, and why would you want people there to see it happen?
I don't know. Maybe they're into that holistic shit where it's just like empowering to them to witness, you know, a woman, you know, birthing new life unto this world and all that. I don't know.
I think they're just there because they're like, maybe I'll see how that looks, and then I'll decide never to do it myself.
Watch one of actually, you know what? Watch one of them stand up in like yoga pants or booty shorts and show off their ass. And, like, give a link to their OnlyFans or some shit like that. Fucking grifters.
It is Twitch. So
Exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Me neither.
Now, I want to be clear, I'm very happy that everything went well with the delivery here. When it comes to home births, I've heard, like, horror stories and such about things that can go wrong and then not being able to get immediate care that a hospital offers. Like, there is just a lot of things that I've read about that can be, like, disastrous, and I'm super, super relieved that this was not one of those cases. It seems like everything went really smooth. Everything went perfectly. A healthy baby was delivered, and I think that is all extraordinary. That being said, I really hate that there has been a complete deterioration of the value of privacy. It seems like people don't want privacy anymore. Like, there's no such thing as, like, a special moment anymore. if you can't monetize it and publicly display it.
Yep.
Something like the birth of your child, to me, would be something that you would want with your closest family, your soulmate. You know, like this would be something so personal that you wouldn't want just a bunch of strangers peeking in on. And of course, I'm not her. I am not the family. She can do whatever she wants, but I'm giving you my perspective here, that to me, this seems like a sign of the times where everything needs to be like content brand, content oriented. There's really no other reason to be live streaming the delivery of your child other than the obvious attention it's going to bring with it. And I don't know, to me that just feels so odd and so, I hate using this word, dystopian. That word is like actual fucking like acid leaving my mouth because it's lost so much meaning with how overly it's used. But this feels so dystopian to me. It turns something as sacred as life entering this world into a monetizable spectacle, an event that tons of people were watch partying like it was a fucking football game. So it's not just a baby that might need to be breastfed here. She actually went out and was breastfeeding the entirety of the Twitch ecosystem here with additional views for those streams that were watching and reacting to her giving birth. I just think that is so
I didn't even
fucking...
think about like the small minority of sickos that were probably gooning to that. It's like that's enough reason to never do that in the first place, in my opinion. Just made myself like just once my brain like came across that thought, it's like, oh god, the creepers.
Great, Nick. Now you made me actually need to go take a shower now.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Sad that everything has to be content now. Before that baby can even have its first thought or open its eyes, it's already a piece of content. It's already in the social media chaotic swirl. It's already on camera. And to me, that's just crazy. But to a lot of people, it's not. Which I think is just kind of concerning, that we've deteriorated so much that everything is like expected to be content now. Yeah. I'm a viewer of this streamer. Why shouldn't I be allowed in the delivery room when she gives birth? In fact, that makes a lot of sense for me to be there, actually. I've watched her streams a lot.
No. You watching someone stream, like, this thing, I love you all that tune into me whenever I live stream. I love it. Thank you all so much for being there and for submitting memes and for being a part of like my streaming career. Thank you. But unless you are implicitly invited, do not show up to drop in on me and act like it's normal. Like if we're at a convention, fine. If we're at a convention, you know, it's like, hey, nice to see you. That's like, for instance, I invited like whoever wanted to come up to our shows. And guess who showed up? Egg Boy showed up.
It's their public events. So.
Exactly. Egg Boy showed up, and he talked to me. He talked to you a little bit, didn't he? Mm-hmm. He talked to Chad as well, and it was awesome. It was awesome having a fan at one of our music events where we were playing live music. I loved that. But in terms of like something that's personal, like if I'm on a date night with Kate, if I'm on like a retreat with my family. If I am at home or if I'm at a hospital or anything like that.
For me, it depends on where on the date night you catch me at.
Yeah.
If we're sitting at a table having dinner and you just walk by and you're like, hey, I love your content, I would be like, hey, thanks. You know?
Yeah.
It's like if you catch us outside of the movie theater after the movie and you're like, hey, man, I'll watch your stuff. You're really cool. And like,
yeah.
You know, then I would be like, yeah, talk to you then. But like if you're like going to like sit down at our table with us, like while I'm on a date with somebody, like I'm gonna be like,
excuse me?
No.
Yeah, you have to have situational awareness because it like I said, I am extremely appreciative of the fact that you all tune in to watch us and you tune in to our streams and all that. I am extremely appreciative and I cannot be grateful enough. But there comes a time where, you know, you have to have situational awareness and, you know, don't be afraid to say something, but wait for the right moment. That's all I'm going to say. Just wait for the right moment.
For the love of God, never show up at anybody's home.
No.
Don't do that.
No. Do not. That's just fair warning.
I don't know. I just don't like that. Again, I'm very happy that everything went super well here with the actual delivery of the baby, and everything seems to be very healthy, and I think that's great. I just truly cannot agree with the sentiment that this is somehow like a positive thing, because I don't view it that way. Like, to me, this is very clearly content first, like content focused, and everyone can eat, so everyone gets a piece of content to watch this baby being born.
It's a slippery slope.
I just
into the
didn't. I don't
dystopian
really like
thing,
that idea.
because
Yes.
Eventually, they could be like, "Oh, well, it's not a sexual thing. We're just bringing people on the journey from the conception of the child all the way to the birth, and we'll be shoving a camera into the uterus so that you can hang out on live stream in the uterus with the unborn child." and
That
stuff
is
like that.
that's too far.
Like, eventually, it's a slippery slope. Like, you just cut it off at the head and not share that process with people. You know.
I agree, and I would also say the biggest thing is, if this is one person doing it, if this is a person doing this, and it's their choice to do it, like, okay, fine.
Well, you know exactly what's going to happen after this is they're going to continue the channel, and they're going to get all the people that subscribe to them to watch them play video games or something, and they're going to put it under the guise of like, oh, this is making money to help raise our child that you got to see born live. You're like their godparents, basically. Like,
Basically,
they're
yeah.
cyber godparents. Like,
That's true. God. Well, I guess.
It somewhat reminds me of a joke I told a while ago about a piece of content about how I should deliver a baby. Like, how extreme that would be as like a banger video to deliver someone's baby. It's like, it's kind of like that joke, but unironically here. Like, it actually happened. Well, of course, not to the level of like some completely unqualified goober like delivering a baby, but just like the act of a child being born into this world immediately becoming a piece of content. I just don't like that. Anyway, though, let's move on to the next subject. This is the one that is by far the biggest from yesterday, and probably one of just the biggest topics in general, which is Hassan and his dog.
But it is emblematic of all of America's much more consequential violence. Okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking just stop.
okay, never mind. He actually did.
There's a shot caller. If they're, don't get me wrong.
So I was waiting to see. I was like, if he's literally just talking and the dog's gonna yelp, and then he looks back like, what happened? Like, then I'm gonna be like, people are stupid. But now he literally reached up to hit a button.
Yeah. Dude, plus, what's your dog gonna do, man? Your dog's just roaming around.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby. It's just you're making her stressed. She just literally is so incredibly spoiled from my mom.
Now, for the life of me, like, I cannot understand what he's even upset about in the first place, that he starts like scolding the dog for.
Because she was standing up from the spot that he wanted her on camera to show her off and have more viewers stay for attention.
Yep. That's it. That's literally it. Dude, once again, this is why I don't like Hassan, or I never have liked Hassan. There was a time where I actually gave him a chance and was just like interested in hearing what he had to say. But then when I saw that the majority of the things that he was saying was just nothing but a grift and nothing but, him saying things just to be outlandish and just gain popularity that way, and he actually didn't believe in the shit that he was preaching. Like, he's a bona fide socialist, but yet he's literally lives in $1 million mansion. He preaches like social justice and equity and all these things, but yet he also advocates for like people to get killed on a regular basis. Once again, I don't like Hassan. Never have liked Hassan.
She moved like an inch, like slightly off of that, It's like in a video game, like in Metal Gear Solid, when someone gets like a fucking question mark over their head, they're like zipping to you immediately. Like, she doesn't do anything really other than move slightly, and he is noticeably upset. He is upset about that specifically. Even before this incident, earlier in the stream, he had already, gotten annoyed at her for moving around prior to this.
The absolute worst country on the planet, straight up, bar none, a capitalist shithole. Kaya, now is not the opportunity for you to down.
Literally
He's trying to keep her right in that spot because she's on camera and she's getting him extra viewer attention.
Quite literally.
Because there's people just watching because they want to see the fluffy dog.
Bro, here's the thing. If you want to keep the camera on your dog, then do me a favor. Literally get one of those camera feed things that can like it's literally a thing. Like, you can wrap it around the dog's like neck and like attach it on the collar, and it's got a chip in it that actually like follows where the chip is at, and you attach a camera to it, and the camera will literally follow the dog around wherever it goes, and it can move in like 180 degrees and like twist and like do a full go like up and down 180 degrees and spin 360. I mean, dude, you can get full coverage of your room wherever the dog is, whether it's at your feet or in her bed. Like, and you got the money to afford that kind of shit, Hassan. Why force your dog to stay in one place for literally your entire stream if she wants to get up and go wherever the hell she wants? It's fucking evil, man.
The absolute worst fucking place on the planet. Just a horrific.
So I think it's pretty clear that the dog moving off of that spot is what's making Hassan annoyed at her. Now, I saw he mentioned place training. Place is an actual dog training thing, and the whole idea behind it is designating a spot in a comfortable location for your pet. For a lot of people, I know it's like their office if they work from home. And Hassan was talking about how that area is her place. And for dog training, place is supposed to be like their happy spot where they are super safe and they feel super secure. And the way training goes with this, at least from everything I know about dog training, now keep in mind, when we first got
shocking them to keep them in the place.
Yeah. No, Now there is, like, we had to do that with Jax, but we never used a shock collar. Like Mom was like absolutely adamant she did not want training to to use a shock collar or anything like that. Instead, we got the little clicker thing. The little like dog the little clicker that literally like makes the dog aware, just like.
It's just a sound they get used to that, like, you can basically like put a command with the sound essentially.
Yeah.
And it's always works by giving them a treat immediately after too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And that's how we train Jax to be able to sit and be able to like lay down.
Negative
and all
reinforcement doesn't work on animals. They don't understand. They can't conflate their actions with the punishments. They just think that they're getting hurt for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, positive reinforcement is all that works on animals.
That's actually what worked on Frodo. Whenever Frodo actually used the bathroom outside, I was like, "Hey, buddy, good job, good job!" I went up and pet him and loved on him. And then whenever he used the restroom inside, I was just like, "Bad, buddy, bad."
But he's like more pad trained now. But like, he actually went to the bathroom outside when I took him out yesterday. I was like, "Come here, buddy."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you give him that positive reinforcement.
Hopefully, eventually, he'll be like, "Oh, cool, I get petted if I go out."
Well, he actually has done really good. He actually hasn't peed or pooped on the pads, and like he did actually for like 3 days straight, and it was awesome. And we took him out on regular intervals, and he did great.
Yeah.
Him and Asher both are doing really good. And Asher, his tummy issues seem to be calming down. I think the food that we got him this time actually is doing him a lot better.
Well, it helps.
Asher's getting up there in years too.
It helps when he doesn't have any Frodo's poop to eat too.
That's the other thing too. Asher's a turd gulper. He can't help himself.
At Tetra, we did do dog training because my grandmother used to live with my parents, and Tetra gets very excited to see people. It's the cutest thing in the world, but she loves to jump on people. And my grandma, living with my parents, when we'd go to visit, or if they came to visit, if Tetra would jump on her, it could cause injury. So we did do dog training in order to learn how to, like, help with that. We didn't do any, like, fear training or anything like that with shock collars or whatever, but place was something that we did learn about. And when it comes to place, you do not want to like make it something stressful for the animal, at least in our teachings. It's supposed to be a comforting spot for them, not like a stressful thing where they just go there and fucking like, you know, blue screen in the brain and just sit there idly comatose. And if they don't, they get punished. So he's calling this her place. But when she's moving from the place, he's scolding her. That's not what we were taught you're supposed to do when it comes to place training. That kind of defeats the purpose of it.
Yes.
I don't know why he would be getting so upset at that, like angry at the dog for moving from place. That really does kind of defeat the whole purpose of it. And then in that clip, it seems like he reaches for something. Like he looks off screen and he extends his arm to something, and then shortly thereafter, the dog yelps in pain, and Hassan turns around and calls her a baby, and then tries to reassure the chat that she is spoiled, and then goes on to say that she's spoiled because his mother lets her, you know, have free roam around the house. Now, he and the community are claiming that he didn't use a shock collar or anything, didn't like zap her, you know, fucking Palpatine lightning blast her or anything like that.
That reaction was a shock collar. I've seen dogs like that have shock collars on in videos, and just like the reaction, I've seen that before, and that's 100% a shock collar.
It's too big of a coincidence that she would have yelped for any other reason when he reached his hand forward. Like
yeah,
that,
he literally like reached and just he hit something.
I'm sorry, but I don't buy that for a second.
I don't either.
Like whenever I originally saw the Facebook post and saw somebody defending him about it, I was like, oh, she just clipped her paw and stuff on something and everything. I was
No,
like,
she didn't.
that's probably what happened. People are probably just reaching for hate. But now that I actually saw the clip, I'm just like, no, yep, he fucking shocked her. Like, what an asshole.
Got her dew claw stuck on that spot.
Anybody
And
that's trying to defend him and be like, no, he didn't do that, she just hurt her paw or whatever, is fucking coping hard. Like,
Yeah.
fucking, like, mainlining the copium.
Hassanites, that's what I call them, Hassanites, who do nothing but huff copium and pretend that Hassan is infallible. I'm sorry that your live streaming savior and, you know, the person that you like, that if he shat in your mouth, you would literally ask for more. I mean, dude, it's ridiculous how...
Well, anybody who watches him thrives on negativity because that's all he spouts the entire time. So, of course, they would ask for more.
There's zero positivity from Hassan. Zero.
That's what made her yelp in pain. I guess, quick dog lore breakdown if you're not familiar with how those creatures function or anything. The dew claw is separate from, like, the paw pad area claws.
Here.
The dew claw is a little higher up on the leg.
Yeah, it's basically like the thumb, yeah.
And it's an old trait from back way in yesteryear when dogs needed that extra claw. It is just now an evolutionary leftover.
It's a vestigial...
It's not...
Yeah.
It's still present, but it's not something that obviously gets utilized by dogs to the same degree it used to. It is a sensitive area. That is true. If you've ever cut your dog's nails, or if you've ever taken your...
Bella, one time when she was running up on the hillside we used to have, it got caught on, like, a root, and it actually, like, got ripped back, and we actually had to give her surgery on that area to, like, have her dew claw removed because of how bad it was. It was sad. But she recovered, and then she did great afterwards.
Cats is like a velociraptor claw.
It is. Oh, my gosh.
It's
Dude,
like Kate insisted on giving Vega a bath when I first brought him here and everything, even though he wasn't really dirty and stuff. And I had to like show her all the research I've seen afterwards and be like, look, cats don't need regular baths unless they're hairless cats.
No, exactly.
He dew clawed the shit out of my hand and sliced my hand open while we were trying to give him a bath.
Well, I actually just trimmed the claws of like Jack's claw, or like claws, like just full trimming and everything. And his dew claw, dude, it was just like it was ready to like gash, and I literally was holding him and just got all of his claws, and afterwards I was like, now he can't literally like turn my back into a pincushion.
To like a
will do
dog
if you bend over, because we'll jump right on it. And then
Yeah, which now that he doesn't have claws, it is so much easier.
Literally,
to be in
the other
there.
day he got on my hoodie and I was like trying to pull him off, and I was like, it was just like he was, like just caught on. And I quoted what we do in the side. I was like, "Release your claws, you hateful bastard!"
Oh god!
Release your claws,
Like,
ungrateful bastard.
I remember I was literally sitting there and I was like getting the litter robots cleaned out and everything, and I lean up and I put my head up like parallel with like the side of the thing. All of a sudden, just up my back, just climbs up my back like I'm a friggin' ramp, and digs his claws in the whole way up, and I was like, hi.
Yeah, I was filling up their water fountain like yesterday, and he ran up my back, and I was like, thankfully you just got your claws trimmed.
Yes, you're welcome. Oh, God.
Salon or something, and they like gave your dog a nail trim. You probably noticed that when it comes to the dew claw, they're very defensive on it, like cautious, because it is such a tender spot.
Yes.
I have watched this clip like fucking 10 or 15 times now. And today I had some friends come in from out of town, so obviously I've been out most of the day at the farm. And this was actually a conversational topic. It's become so big that it was brought up by them. And every single person, and pretty much everyone I've seen online outside of Hassan and Hassan's community, is all saying the same thing. That yes, it looks like the dog does like touch its leg to that spot on the bed, but it doesn't look like it gets caught or anything.
No.
So it feels very unlikely that that is what caused the dog to scream in pain. Like, I don't think that's what made Kaya, that's her name, yelp. It doesn't.
Let's go back and
He's
see.
probably going to play it again here in a minute. We probably don't have to rewind.
Doesn't seem to get caught or snagged on anything, and dew claws aren't so sensitive and so tender that even touching them would cause like a panicked scream or anything. Unless she has an injury there, but I don't think Hassan has mentioned that, at least not that I've seen. So it feels to me very unlikely that that's what caused it, based
Not
on
to mention,
everything.
like, if you actually care about your pet and they do yelp or something like that, and you're a caring individual about your pet, most likely your reaction is going to be to stand up and go over to them and be like, "What's wrong? Did you hurt yourself?" Like, you know?
Oh, dude, it's like Asher. Asher, like he injured his dew claw, and it was sensitive to him for a while. And every time, like, he would like jump down from the stairs, like going out the back door, he would literally like hop down, and I would hear. Just like a little, and I was like, "Oh, buddy, you all right?"
Yeah,
You
well,
all right?
like,
I would literally run up and be like, "Hey, you all right?"
I took him
buddy?
out a couple
You all
times, and
right?"
like he was coming like up the steps, and he went, "Woo!" As
Yeah,
he was, like coming up
exactly.
the stairs, and I was like, "What's wrong, buddy?" I was
Yeah.
like, "Did you hurt your paw or something?"
Yeah,
and like
and-
I was looking, and I was like,
Yeah, it's
"He's
his,
like, you seem okay," and he like
his-
I looked up at him, and he was just looking at me and wagging his tail, and I was like,
Yeah.
"You seem fine."
his
like,
it's his dew claw on his right paw.
Mm.
That was what was injured, and it's
he
better
just
now.
gets to going too quick sometimes.
Oh,
and puts
yeah.
pressure on it weird. I think.
Yeah, Asher, sad to say, he's a big dog, and he just doesn't understand the fact that he has to be like gentle sometimes when going places.
But yeah, typically anytime like the animals make like a weird sound like that, I'm checking on them. I'm like, "You okay? What's wrong?"
100%,
Like, which
dude.
he's just like, "Oh, you're such a baby." Like, it's just that already pisses me off. Whether he's shocked or not.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
That we can see. Now, initially, even Hassan's community was starting to question, did he just shock Kaya? Did he just use a shock collar on stream? And the clip instantly started going viral, and he kind of downplayed it and shrugged it off as like, "Oh, a bunch of bad actors attacking me for some fucking phony baloney, barnacles here, unbelievable, this is all a load of fish paste." And instead of doing what I think most people, like not even just streamers, just normal people would do, of like showing, "No, look, it's not a shock collar, obviously I didn't shock my dog," he instead just brushes it off saying, "Nope, it's not a shock collar, you're stupid for thinking that it is."
Yeah,
And that's
let's see
the
it
attitude.
up close then.
Yeah, if it's no big deal, then Hassan, why not show it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you haven't been afraid to say various things on there. You haven't literally been afraid to say that.
Isn't he one of the idiots that pulled out a gun, like threatened somebody indirectly with it?
I can't remember. I don't know. But Hassan literally said that what Dan Crenshaw, who, don't get me wrong, I disagree with Dan Crenshaw on certain things. He said Dan Crenshaw deserved to get, like, viciously, like, sexually, I guess it was. I guess he was. But, yeah, he literally threatened to, like, he said, like, that Dan Crenshaw deserved to get sexually assaulted by a brave Mujahideen, like rebel fighter and get fucked in the eye hole because Dan Crenshaw is missing an eye because he lost an eye in combat, being a combat veteran. And he got banned off Twitch for like a day over that. A day. Look, I am all like I'm all for freedom of speech, but at the same time, there's freedom of speech and then there's an actual threat. And then not only that, but a day? He got banned 1 day off Twitch for saying that, but yet a dude who literally was sitting down in his chair and he stood up, and when he stood up, his shorts went up his butt crack. He stood up and his shorts went up his butt crack, and it showed his butt crack. Guess what? 2-week ban. Your rules don't make sense, Twitch. Your rules do not make sense. Death threat, a day.
It's because most of the people who run Twitch fucking agree with people like that, unfortunately.
That his community had as well, like, oh, you must have psychosis if you think it's a shot caller. Which I think is a little odd because it's the easiest thing in the world to prove, right? You have all these people saying this shit, it's not true. Well, it takes, like, actually 3 seconds just to unclip that caller and just show, like, hey guys, I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea here, this is not a shot caller. Look, here's what it is, and then explain it. Like, I feel like even a non-streamer
like oh, and the little notch here on the thing, it's not a shot collar. Turns out that's a GPS tracker for if Kaya just so happens to get lost. That's all. That's what you can. That's it.
The
but
only
instead,
reason not to do that is if it's a shot caller.
Exactly.
You want to lie about it.
Mm-hmm.
Complete normie, average Joe Schmo, if you went to their house and saw that happen, or like, hey, did you just shock that dog? They'd be like, oh my god, no, this is clearly a misunderstanding. No, that's not what happened. Like, and I feel like most people would be very quick to show you and prove that it's not a shock collar because it's so quick and so easy to do. And the fact that he doesn't is odd. Like, it is very peculiar. Why wouldn't you in the moment? Like, that's such a natural thing to do, especially for what's easily a slam dunk. Like, you have all these people attacking you, you could easily just come out and fucking slam jam thank you ma'am on them by just being like, nope, it's not a shot caller, look, here you go, the proof is in the pudding, behold. Like, it'd be so quick, so simple, and it would be irrefutable. But that didn't happen yesterday. Instead, it was kind of brushed off as like, you've got to be fucking stupid to think that Hassan would shock his dog on stream, and he just kind of propped it up as like, the only people that would believe this are like bad people in the first place, or like, grifters, this kind of thing. And I just find that to just be so disingenuous, because most people are going to see this and it looks like you shock your dog. Given how annoyed you are with the dog, and right before she yelps out in pain, you roll your eyes, you look at something off screen, you clearly are like, you're reaching off screen, that is very clear, and then the dog yelps while you were still annoyed, and then instead of doing like what I feel like most dog owners would do, would like check to see like, is everything all right? Why'd she just yelp in pain instead?
Exactly. Yep. The reason she's yelping is because of his actions, and because he knows why she's yelping, he's not going to check on her.
Instead of doing that, calling her a baby and then mentioning how spoiled she is about roaming the house, like that doesn't compute. Mm-hmm. If this was her dew claw getting stuck there and then yelping in pain, you would have no idea why she's yelping. Why is your first instinct to call her a baby and then mention how spoiled she is about, your mom letting her roam the house? The response to it just doesn't really seem to make sense if what happened is her dew claw getting stuck there. I just don't see why he would respond that way, like so aggressive about it. It just doesn't really make sense. Now, a bunch of super sleuths were diving in, like really analyzing frame by frame. Apparently, Hassan has mentioned that she does have like an air tag on her collar. People also saw like a doohickey underneath the air tag right before the moment where she yelps, where there's like a green blinking gadget there, a little fucking gizmo. And people were speculating that's probably the shot collar. And now today, Hassan went on stream to show the collar and explain what it is that everyone saw.
This is the one that people are talking about. Okay, this is the one. This is the This is the one that they saw. It has the capacity to vibrate, and that's it. Are you happy? That's it. Good. There's the air tag. There's the fucking vibrator. It also has a flashlight component to it at nighttime, and it also has a tracker on it when she gets lost. If she were to actually get fucking lost.
So on stream, he was showing that the unit everyone saw is something.
No, it didn't.
I'm pretty sure I saw the little fucking prongs when he moved his fingers around.
Something that can only vibrate, it can't shock.
He
It
was
also
also
has like other
holding it
things
a
like
certain way so his hand was in front of parts of it too. Instead of being like,
Yeah, see?
yeah, you know, he was like this. This is the one. This
Yeah.
is it. Like with his hand covering part of it.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. You realize that it's like, he said, oh, all it does is vibrate. You do realize that these, like, it doesn't need, like, the full prongs. They actually have, like, the solid, like what are they're kind of, like, material that actually, like, is easier to get in contact with the skin instead of using prongs. It actually, like, they actually, like, you know that, like, electric chair thing that they did in a Jackass with Wee Man? They had him sit up on that chair and the stool was electrified. It's that same material that they made the top of the chair out of. And I guarantee you that's what that is. And he's probably
It has
covering
the
up
capacity to vibrate.
yeah, look. Why not hold the thing up? Why not hold the whole thing up and, like, show it?
Because he's carefully covering parts of it with his fingers.
And that's it.
This man cannot tell the truth to save his fucking life. I swear. It's like, I'm not privileged. No, I'm not privileged. Your dad and your mom are literally multi-millionaires. It's like, oh, I had to come up the hard way. Your dad's Cenk Uyghur, and you literally had the easiest in on having an audience on the Young Turks. You literally had the easiest in of anybody else on Twitch. It's like, oh, I'm a socialist and I believe in socialist principles. Proceeds to live in a multi-million-dollar mansion and drive around in big expensive cars. This dude can't tell the truth to save his life.
Are you happy? That's it. Good. There's the air tag. There's the fucking vibrator. It also has a flashlight component to it at nighttime, and it also has a tracker on it when she gets lost. If she were to actually get fucking lost.
So on stream, he was showing that
Move your fingers, show the back of those pieces that you showed. Hold it by the fucking strap.
Yeah.
Or hold it like this.
Oh, not only that, you know what would solve this? Tell us what kind of collar it is and give us a model number.
Yeah, like fucking make an Amazon link.
Yeah. That's easy right there. Be like, that's it. That's literally it. See? Vibrating collar. Vibrating GPS collar. That's it. But instead he doesn't do that.
unit everyone saw is something that can only vibrate, it can't shock. It also has like other things like a flashlight and stuff. And then he went on to explain like why he has a vibrator there for the sake of like training and that kind of thing.
I forgot. I didn't activate it.
Now, since this was a
I was
day
gonna do the gay.
I figured.
later, obviously people are going to be wondering, is this real? Like, is he telling the truth? Like, you could have swapped it out. You could have changed out the previous model with one that doesn't have shocking capabilities, because there are vibrate-only units, and there are some that have vibrate and shock, something he also mentions that those kind of things do exist. But since this was so far after the fact, people are always going to wonder, well, did he just switch it out? And something else that spawned from this is, it looks like there's tape on it. So when you watch it, and you, like, pay attention to the actual unit, it looks like there is just some black tape on it. And a bunch of people online started to try and find out what brand this is, because I don't know if I missed it and everyone else missed it, but I don't think he mentioned what model this is, like what brand or what model, anything like that. So people don't know what it is, they're just going to have to like take his word for it that this is
big reveal. They look up the model, it's got a shocker on it.
Oh.
He had tape over it. He had tape over it, he was holding it carefully to try not to show anything, like I guarantee it.
Don't doubt it.
vibrate on the unit, and since there's no visible prongs, you're led to believe that it can't shock or anything. However, there are shock collars that have detachable prongs. In fact, the shock collars we use on Skill Check channel when we play Magic the Gathering and make a misplay and we shock ourselves, you can take the prongs off of those. I think that's a pretty standard feature in a lot of shock collars, I think. So, like, you can just take the prongs off. And when you increase the brightness here, it does seem like there's definitely tape.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. You can see, like, right there.
That's a fucking shock collar, dude.
Yeah. Literally, like, that's... My God. Oh.
Seen this picture floated around a lot, and people believe that they have narrowed it down to a model called the Educator ET400, which seems to match it visually 1-to-1 in all aspects except for the bottom side there, where on the ET400 there are 2 prongs there, but you can take those prongs off from what I can tell, at least online, and in the Hassan clip, there's a bunch of tape there, which potentially would be there to cover up the holes. I don't really know what else there would be tape there for. I don't really get that. Like, it doesn't make a ton of sense. But of course, I have no way of knowing 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt that Hassan shocked Kaya on that stream or anything like that. But based on the old eyeball test, the old smell test, what you can literally see, he is annoyed with Kaya. He expressed it a couple of times, scolded her. He rolls his eyes. He does reach for something off screen, and as he is reaching, it seems like when he finally gets to something, she yelps in pain, and then there's no real, like, concern from him, and instead talks about why she's like a spoiled baby. I don't see anything that she could have, like, hurt herself on. It doesn't seem like her dew claw or anything gets tangled up in the bed. So, to me, it feels like it is something he did. Even if it's not a full-blown shock, he didn't get her with like a Dungeons and Dragons lightning bolt or anything like that. If it is a vibrate-only unit, I feel like he definitely did press the vibrate in that instance there. I see nothing else that would cause that yelp here from everything that we can clearly see.
Violence, okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking...
Yeah. What are you looking at there, Hassan? What are you looking at?
And go, just stop.
Oh, what did her dew claw get caught on again? Yeah, what's her dew claw getting caught on?
She yelps before she lifts up her right paw.
Like, just stop.
She yelps before her claw could have actually touched
Kaya,
anything.
please just fucking go, just stop.
Yeah. Hassan Piker is a fucking liar.
He's just full of shit, man.
He's a grifting, lying sack of shit. That's all Hassan is.
And if that is the case, and that, to me, that's what it seems like the case is, that's super fucked up. She didn't do anything wrong. No. I don't think there's anything to warrant him being upset in the first place. And to be upset enough to press a, like, correctional button on that device is so beyond fucked. There was no bad behavior or any kind of correction or punishment needed to be doled out there. All she did was move on the bed slightly, like slightly move off the bed. I think it's super fucked up. But if this is all wrong, it's all a bunch of hooey, and Hassan didn't shock or vibrate or do anything at all here to cause Kaya to yelp in pain, I think A, it would have been very easy to immediately in the moment prove that by just showing the collar, which again I feel like is the most logical thing most people would have thought to do. But also B, I still think all of his like anger and like annoyance at the dog for moving around off her place is just fucking weird too. And then of course people were mentioning how Kaya's on stream 8 to 10 hours a day, and then just all of a sudden randomly he decides to shock her today. Yeah, great story you've got there, Buster. Really shows how stupid everyone's become. Everyone's really fucking dumb to believe in something like this. All just because he hasn't in the past on stream. And then, of course, people take it a step further, saying none of his friends have ever called him out for using a shock collar, thus this has to be a load of, you know, fucking horseradish. I think this is a very weak argument, because I know if Hassan does use a shock collar, he would never let any of his friends see that, because he would know that they would call him out for it and give him shit for it, especially someone like Maya. So they just wouldn't know. Thus, they wouldn't be able to call him out on it or anything like that. And this whole idea of making an assumption based on things that are outside of what is clearly visible here, I think is useless. Just because you haven't seen it in the past on stream doesn't mean it's not something he's done before, or it is very possible this was the first time. That's also very true too. What are his shock collars used for? Training. And what is he currently doing with Kaya, at least based on what I've heard him talk about? Training her, or at least expanding the training on place. So maybe he decided that this might be a good tool to use for the first time. That's also entirely possible. It's not some like far-fetched crazy conspiracies that only haters are drumming up and, you know, falling in line with. It's a very plausible thing based on what is clearly visible in the clips. Anyway, just wanted to blabber about this a bit. I know I've been very out of touch with internet creator drama. I plan to keep it that way. But occasionally, can't help but poke around. And a couple of the things going on out there, and yesterday was just a crazy one that I just needed to yap on a bit. That's really about it. So, yeah.
Overall, really a pretty crazy day. Pretty crazy day on Twitch, but honestly, the whole deal with Hassan, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind he used a shock collar. After all the evidence I've seen and everything that's been done, yeah, he used a shock collar. There's no doubt about it. And I've made it abundantly clear I don't really have like I'm mostly apolitical when it comes to a lot of things, but I think it's almost universal that, you know, most people out there will not, like, sane, rational people will not tolerate animal abuse. At least that's what I hope, anyway. For me, I look at this from Hassan, and I'm just like, you know, I'm not surprised that he's a piece of shit that would, like, use a shock collar on a dog for no other reason than to keep them in place on stream. That's wrong, dude. That is so wrong. It's like, dude, you literally have all the money in the world. You can literally get one of those tracker tag things and have a camera, like, follow Maya around, so that way Maya is on stream, no matter where she's at your feet, on her bed, or in another bed, or drinking water. Like, there's so many things.
Or, you know, behave like a normal human being and let her stand up and come over to you so you can pet her on the head while you're talking.
Exactly. But instead, it's like he just sees her as another tool to use for his, like, Twitch views. It's like, oh, I have a dog in the background, and that nets me, like, extra couple thousand views. Or a couple thousand watchers. So it's just like... It's like, dude... If the dog wants to get up, let the dog get up and, like, go do her thing. Like, let her go eat. Let her go lie in the sun. Let her enjoy the day.
I will just say it's very easy to tell what kind of people certain people are based on how they interact with animals and pets.
Yes.
And I've seen a lot of people interact with animals and pets, and it didn't look like that, and they were nice people.
Yes.
And I saw that just now, and I didn't need proof. I already knew he was kind of a shit person, but that just is extra on top of the, you know, extra icing on top of the shitty cake.
Yep. God. Well.
Even if it was some fucking coincidence and he didn't shock her, he didn't react as somebody who actually cared about their pet would to the situation.
Oh, 100%.
So he's still shitty either way.
Agreed. Well, I don't have anything else to really say about this other than the fact that yeah, screw Hassan Piker, dude. Screw Hassan Piker and the people who defend him. Y'all are a bunch of huffy, or, you know, copium huffing, like, shitbirds. That I hope that you all realize, you wake up one day and realize that you all are defending somebody that
it's not worth your time.
No, not only is he not worth your time, but Hassan does not care about you. He doesn't care about you. He never will care about you. And if it netted him a couple extra viewers, he would literally, like, sacrifice you, and like your, just like everything about you, and just do nothing but talk shit about you if it netted him a few more views. That's it. You mean nothing to him, but yet you will ardently defend him because you think he represents you. Do yourself a favor and represent yourself. Have confidence to be yourself and not live vicariously through someone else who's never going to give a shit about you. My God. Anyway. So yeah, much like Charlie said, yeah, that's about it. So, till next time, I'm Nate.
I'm Nick.
And we'll see you then. Peace.